looking for the sports channel, Gary.
Well, hello you glorious mother truckers, you, and welcome to another video. Yeah, it's been a sort of very patchy on the video front, but there is a reason for this. And the biggest reason is I've been doing an awful lot of thinking. Yes, I know some people may think that's a bit of a strain for my poor little brain, but I've sort of been, I did touch on it over the weekend when I've been off, the Friday, the Saturday and the Sunday. It's the fact that I needed to sort of process what's been going on in the country and process what's been going on with reform. And I'm sure we'll talk about that in more detail, which I will do. And it will be a few more critical things. But that's not the reason for this video. The reason for this video is the fact that the combination of having this thinking system, this moment of true thought, and realise, because I've got to realise where I need to stand, because time is running out. There's no two ways of denying that simple fact. Time is running out. And we really genuinely do need to take our country back. It's that simple. And because of the position of reform, and I get it, there's still a lot of people, we'll talk about that, who think reform are going to be the big saviours. But because of that, even though I have always had reservations, and if you don't think I'm talking the truth, just go back over my channel's multiple videos, you'll see I've always had issues with them. I thought that even though with those niggling issues, that they were the best chance. But unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on your point of view, they managed to prove me 100% right in every single worry that I had. Every single issue and concern that I had was actually true. So initially, that would have left me politically homeless. I think it would have left, and it still has left, a lot of people politically homeless. People aren't sure who to vote for, what to vote for. Now, some people are saying that there should be a new party. One potentially led by Ben Habib and Rupert Lowe. And I'll be honest, I don't think there should be. We don't need another new party. We don't need any of this to occur. What we need is to come together behind a single banner. Now, that single banner should be the banner of mass deportations. You see, there are multiple right-wing political parties. There are also multiple left-wing political parties. Now, you see, they at the moment unite behind a single banner. Yeah, that's their ideology, their need to make everybody else bow down to their philosophy, their thought process, their religion. Communism, fascism and Islam are all perfectly good bedfellows, although of course the Islamists are using both the fascists and the communists for their own ends. They're useful idiots, but that's something for another video, I would imagine, potentially. Whereas us on the right, we don't merge behind one banner. We have multiple fractured banners. But all the parties that there are, and you all look at each other, you all have to agree that the overriding banner, the overriding thing that we're all agreeing on is mass deportations. So let's get behind the banner of mass deportations. Now, people say, oh, you know, you're splintering the right, you're fracturing the right. You have to remember that this is an illusion the left managed to create, where they created this feeling that the left are all together, but they're not, because as soon as it comes down to a ballot box, that all changes. They all vote for their own parties and they splinter just like the right splinter. That's politics. It is the way it is. It's just that the left have been very, very good at hiding that fact, whereas the right make it blatantly obvious for all to see. And if you go back, I've done videos on the fact that we should unite together, we should stand together, we should do this together, we should do that together. It's all there. I've said it multiple times and I'll keep saying it, because the simple truth of the matter is we should unite, we should merge together, we should all stand as one. That's a foregone conclusion of which we can all agree with, I'm sure. But the simple truth of the matter is, when it all comes down to it, is the fact that we can unite behind one banner. And that banner has got to be mass deportations of people who do not belong here. Be it illegally or even legally, but don't support the processes, the country that they live in. It's blatantly obvious now that Reform aren't going to be thinking down those lines. One of the candidates that has now been accepted in Reform has been a Bangladeshi national who's very proud of being a Bangladeshi and only lived in this country for 15 years, but now he's a Reform candidate. Yeah. Now, today, this morning when I got home, sat down, had a nice cup of coffee, and I sat and watched Paul Thorpe's interview of Nick Tenconi, the leader of UKIP. Now, I've never really sat down and listened to what Nick has to say, purely because I needed to get to a position where I could listen to him being interviewed by somebody who's not necessarily 100% on board. Now, I'm sure there are other interviews which I could have listened to, but I know that Paul Thorpe was very much Reform orientated. So he had his concerns about UKIP, and therefore, in my eyes, and you may or may not agree with me, that's absolutely fine, but in my eyes, that meant that at least I was going to get a slightly balanced review, input, etc. And I must admit, it was, I think, 50 odd minutes long, and it was without doubt the most enjoyable, interesting, fascinating and enlightening interviews I've ever watched. The feeling that Nick gives me is he is a leader of men. And that's women, to give it a start. But what he's saying is true, that the left actually have nothing. They don't have anything. They are nothing but cowards and weaklings. They're all right when they gang up on you online, but when you have them face to face, they're not as brave as they seem to think they are. The left capitalise on our fear. Now, we all feel that fear. I've talked about it many times, you know, the fear of the knock on the door. But I have children and I have grandchildren. And I cannot spend my entire life on my knees and look them square in the eyes. You see, you get a lot of people on the left who are nothing but cowards. They spout messages, but they're nothing. I've been contemplating walking away from doing these videos purely because it felt like futility. It felt like no matter what I said, no matter what I did, I know a few people listened, but it didn't make any difference. And I didn't see any opportunity or possibility of hope. But after listening to what Nick said and the way he did it and the way he said things, there is hope. But the only hope you can have is one where we have to stop trying to be, how can I say, accepted. We can't walk the fine line. Now, the anger, the frustration, the disappointment are all powerful things that we need to turn to our advantage. You see, the left are very good at screaming and shouting and getting aggressive. We have to be the opposite. We have to be the good guys, because we are the good guys. Nick Turns about it. It's about, you know, it's a crusade. And let's be honest, it is, because and I have mentioned it before in other videos, it's not about party politics or sides. It literally has boiled down to good versus evil. It is literally down to that simple semantic. It's the good against the evil. It's the light against the dark. Good always wins. The light always prevails, eventually. So, I am now 100% behind UKIP. I will be always taking a UKIP point of view on things. Not all the time. I'll always have my view. And don't get me wrong, if something goes wrong in UKIP, I will bring it up, because that's only right and that's only fair and that's correct to do. And I will do that. And I will continue to try and bring my opinion and my viewpoints to everything that's going on. Because I've realised that actually my voice is important. And even though there is the potential threat of arrest, I have to take a stand. I have to say something. I have to try. And as the saying goes, I'd rather die with a sword in my hand. I'd rather be able to look at my kids in the eyes and say, I tried. Oh my God, did I try? God is good. God is great. But that, again, is up to you. I was wavering. Absolutely wavering. And I had no intention of watching that interview. Didn't even know it existed. And yet when I switched on YouTube this morning, that was my first video in my recommended. That one. That was put there for a reason, for me to sit down and be able to watch. For the first time in the morning, I wasn't disturbed by anybody or anything until that had finished. Message from God, maybe? Who knows? But it was just a bit strange that popped up. Don't you think? Coincidence? There's no such thing as coincidences. So there you go. That's where I'm at. You will also notice that a lot of people have asked if they can help monetarily wise. I'm not going to monetize my YouTube channel at all. I'm not going to remonetize it, because I don't want people to see making money from just doing videos. I want you to see the reason I'm doing a video is not for the monetary gain, even though it's tiny, but it's because I want to do it. So I'm not going to remonetize my YouTube channel. But there will be ability that will be popping up on the screen for you to buy me a coffee. There is a link in the description to my PayPal account if you wish to donate there. I have asked, and it looks like people want me to reopen the merchandising shop, so I'll resort that out and reopen that up with some new t-shirts and mugs. And I'm going to ask if people want me to reopen the Patreon account as well, because all these get paid into PayPal. So it's just like and therefore I'm not making money off the videos. I want you to see that the videos that I'm doing is because of my love and my passion and my belief, and there is no other reason. The other things that I've listed are there if you want to. Somebody said, I just want to buy you a case of beer every now and again. That's what they're there for. That's it. So I want you to see this YouTube channel and my ex as, even though my ex isn't that powerful, but I want you to see it for what it is. It's about belief, honesty and passion, and I'm making nothing out of it. But I also understand that some people want to show their gratitude by giving me some money. So that's there for you. Any case, it's almost time to pick up the keys. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do. You can subscribe, you can like, you can share, you can tell me what you think in the comments section. 2 videos coming up right now, new ending. One will be the one that's the last uploaded, the other one will be the chosen one, the one that goes to YouTube with the mighty algorithm that's selected just for you. I hope you like the new intro. Try and make it a little bit lighter in these dark, dark times. And I hope you like the new intro. Outro. Any case, enough of that. I'm done. So, until the next one, let's try and get that country of ours back again, yeah?
What the fuck is this?